Hello, welcome to OVUETA. My name is Theo Akatugba. Born in Lagos, a Delta State indigene, sojourned to the US, spent 9 years to establish a platform for comedy exposition, which he called the Night of 1,000 Laughs. Became a leading entertainment entrepreneur, currently involved in uniting Africa through the medium of entertainment, with the establishment of his companies in Kenya, Rwanda, Namibia, Ghana, and Nigeria. My guest today on the program believes that his philosophy is give and take, fairness, and that governments in Nigeria are making a giant stride to touch everyone. Opa William is my guest on OVUETA today. Opa William, welcome to OVUETA.
Thank you, Theo.
What do you think about the proliferation of comedy and comedy shows in Nigeria?
Well, it's not purification, it's growth of comedy. You know, things starts, it's like a garden, you plant one and it bears fruit and things drop and they start growing. So it's not proliferation. Proliferation sounds a bit negative. The increase, the emergence of certain growth of comedy, you might say, yes.
But you announced recently that you've come to the end of Night of 1,000 Laughs.
Not come to the end.
Why did you make that announcement?
Well, you're 19 years going, next year will be my 20th year. So if I grow something for 20 years, it's about time, you know, it's been established that it could be done, could be sustained. So I moved to something else. Who knows? Maybe I'll grow a bigger brand, a bigger entertainment brand. You know, I've grown comedy in Nigeria, in Africa, as it were, because Nigeria is leading in comedy. But we grew it, we brewed it, and now Africa and the world is taking it over. So if we decide now to say, okay, 20 years, thank you very much, Mr. Comedy, let's go to Mr. Dance, or let's go to Mr. Swing, you know.
But some people thought that Opa is running away from the competition he created. The heat is getting too much.
No, that's micro. I mean, my mind is not macro. You know, I mean, my mind is not a micro mind. You understand? I don't come from a myopic, how would I call it? A myopic setting. No, I set it. Someone probably just say, yes, Opa ran away from Nollywood. But we also started Nollywood, and you know, we moved to something else. It's the mind. When you have a mind that has a larger vision of its coast. I don't want to be a local champion. I want to move from one end to another.
Yeah, moving. Some people thought that you said you've come to the end and they still see 2 editions of Night of 1,000 Laughs after that. Which means, did you return? Did you rethink?
No. I said I'm going to quit when I'm 20. I never said I was going. You see, maybe the press did some cheap, what would I call it? You know, printer's error, whatever. I'm going to quit comedy. And I'm going to quit at 20. Okay, maybe 2 years ago, maybe I actually thought of quitting, but then there must be a landmark. You know, you get to a place and say, at 20, it's like a child, at 20, I'm going to be this. At 19, you understand? But we said, at 20, we're going to quit.
So will you bring Night of 1,000 Laughs to a close? Will you draw the curtains?
Yes, for Night of 1,000 Laughs, yes. That will be the end of the beginning.
In Nigeria, or you making wave in other parts of Africa?
We're making, yes.
With that same show, and they have just barely begun.
Yes.
You want to draw the curtain in Kenya?
No, I mean, if we close in Nigeria, we'll probably close in Nigeria. We'll go and build comedy everywhere else. Right now, what we're doing, we're building comedy in Kenya, we're building comedy in Uganda, we're building comedy in Ghana, we're also building comedy in Zimbabwe and Namibia and South Africa. So, but we're going with the leading brand, Night of 1,000 Laughs. But that doesn't mean that we're not building comedy. So we're not quitting. But here, we say, okay, fine. Let's leave this now. Let's build others.
Will you have a different brand to replace your comedy events, or you are totally going to leave comedy?
I'm going to have comedy is comedy. Comedy is an everyday thing. It's not something I'm living comedy. No, I might decide to go into skit productions. I might decide to go into stage comedy. I might decide to go into telecomedy. It's a brand, but I mean it's a product. But as a brand, none of us as a brand, at the brand of comedy as a product, we're probably going to quit it and do something else.
What do you think? Someone mentioned that comedy is no longer in vogue, that comedy is dying.
What's in vogue? What's in vogue?
No.
Anger is in vogue. Okay, Boko Haram is in vogue. Killing is in vogue. Comedy is your everyday life. Comedy can never fade. When you're happy, when you're sad, you need comedy for injection.
So do you think at the moment comedy has not been overflogged? There have not been too many entrants? There have not been too many jokers trying to make a joke?
No. Comedy, being a comedian is different from being a joker. Being a comedian is a man that knows that my wit can be economically viable. A joker is a joker who doesn't know what it is. So being a comedian is different from being a joker.
Upper Williams says being a comedian is different from being a joker. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to OVUETA. I still have with me Upper William, the comedy father of Nigeria, the entertainment entrepreneur. Upper,
Yeah.
you are a pioneer in Nollywood. All of a sudden, you took a back seat. And all of Nollywood speculated that Upper has left the kitchen again when the heat is on.
Yeah, okay, fine. When you say a man has left, you must understand this. I don't know if you know the history of the man with his cutlass. It's called one man, one machete. Okay, what do you do with your machete? You can use your machete to clear the ground. You can use your machete to climb the tree. You can use your machete to kill the animal. You can even use your machete to stab your back. You can use it to, there's so many things you can do with machete. So I'm doing a whole lot of things with my brain. Okay, so the last time I did a movie 2 years ago, maybe I'm not commercially seen, but then again, I don't just do movies I'm still into it. I'm a member of AMP, I'm a member of Writers Guild, I'm a member of Directors Guild of Nigeria. So I have not quit Nollywood. It's just that you don't just wake up and do movies for the fun of doing movies. If you go back to my archives, I'm sure there are some couple of movies you probably go and say, oh wow, these were the days. So I don't want to come up and just do movies because I'm broke. I'm not broke. Even if I'm broke, I don't think I'm going to do movies for the fun of doing movies. There must be something. There must be a passion. There must be a message. There must be a story.
Yeah, for the fun of doing movies.
Yeah.
People think that you're too critically a commercial mind and that you enjoy things only when they make money.
No, I enjoy things when things are meaningful to me. I enjoy things when things are meaningful to the people, the recipients of what I do. I don't enjoy things when they're commercial. I don't go, first of all, my passion is not commerce. My passion is people.
You're a member of AMP?
Yes.
A member of Relevant Guild?
Yes.
What do you think about the state of Nollywood, its gifts and its interrelations with themselves and even the larger family of practitioners?
Well, you see, Nollywood is a side mirror of the society in Nigeria. What I mean, it's self-explanatory. Whatever happens in the guilds in Nollywood is a simple reflection of what society we're in. And don't forget that Nollywood was not, nobody woke up and said, this is Nollywood by act of 1972 or, promulgation of any law, no. It started by itself. You understand? People who desire to make a difference. Nobody called it Nollywood. We just woke up, and it's an American professor actually that gave the name Nollywood. You understand? So it didn't start with set rules and regulations. So it's like you find yourself starting something, and without rules, and in between you're trying to put the rules. Of course, people say no. People are about to changes. So the guilds are trying their best to make sure this boat is not rocked, it's stable. But then again, this boat started without a focus, without a cause that this is where we're going to. We're not going, the boat didn't stand and say we're going to north, we're going north, up north, or we're going to east. As we start moving, we find ourselves going to east. We say, no, we're supposed to go to the west. But then this is a big ship.
It sounds a bit confusing, like the industry have no direction.
Yeah.
After listening to you, it's like it's a happenstance. Nothing is directed.
Nothing is directed because nothing was directed in the beginning.
But this is an industry.
There was no rule. It's 20 years old.
But it's an industry that has been recorded as contributing majorly about 1.something% to Nigeria's GDP. If such an industry that is directionless.
Let me go a little bit weird for you.
Yeah.
Huh? What's the oldest profession in the world?
I don't know.
The oldest profession in the world is prostitution. Does it have any direction?
It seems
some countries are saying that prostitution is legal. Some saying it's not legal. You understand? It's the direction you want it to go. You understand? You cannot ask, okay, prostitution is from this time to this time. No. Because it is self-effacing, self-made. So it's going to take time, more time, for it to get to align itself properly. Now, Nollywood, those of us that actually started Nollywood are no more, in quotes, seen in the front borders of Nollywood.
No, because people thought that you lost a lot of money already. People thought that Nollywood did not reward its practitioners, rather impoverish its practitioners and its investors.
Well, I agree with you in a sense then, but then again, like I said, some of us that actually came into Nollywood came with a passion. And we never had a distributory thought. How do we distribute? We're a little bit short-sighted, box-minded on what to do by distribution. We believed that since, and don't forget, most of us that started Nollywood came with our own savings, believing that if we do the movie, we get the traders who own shops, video shops, to market it for us. Now they come and said to themselves, oh, we think they're making too much money, the producers. So what happened? It became an invasion of traders, not distributors, traders. These guys that had one or two shops here and there. They actually contributed to the growth of the industry, because when some of us were stepping back because of lack of funds, like a lot of deficit balances, they came and pumped their own money into it. And in doing that, they just bastardized.
So, in the long run, they can't get credit for what they destroyed.
Well, it's a misnomer. They grew it. They did not destroy it. I wouldn't say they destroyed it. They grew it and made it so all-commerce thing. So it's not more of destruction. It's a question of while all this were happening, nobody looked at the importance of Nollywood. The government, let me say, the conglomerate, let me say. Nobody looked at Nollywood as something that would define our economic space, define our social space, define the way people see us. So they allowed us to play, allowed anybody who has money. If I have money to shoot a porno movie and I have 2-3 shops to sell, to me it's called commercial.
Yeah, but you see, when we come to government that couldn't see, or we talk to practitioners that couldn't see, we talk to guild that couldn't fly, obviously we have an industry that is just simply nolly, no. And that's where we are today, and that's why we are not able to, those who really are the pioneers have taken a back seat. I'll take you away a bit from there and come to your East-West agenda. What is West-East agenda?
My West-East agenda is a Pan-African agenda. West-East because we're in the West. There's a need for us to talk to our brothers in the East. So we're trying as much as possible to unite Africa via entertainment, via comedy, via music. Now if you go to Ghana, you have a lot of Nigerians. Ghana's in the West. Nigerians were in the West, but we're in the east of Ghana. So we can see a lot of things happening to us and Ghana in terms of music, in terms of movies, in terms of comedy. So also, ours is to make sure that West Africa goes to East Africa. East Africa comes to West Africa. And eventually what happens? The whole of Africa becomes one. We're trying to unite Africa through entertainment.
Through entertainment. Yeah. How have you been received? You've made good moves, you've gone to Kenya, you've established your company.
Yeah.
How have you been received? In the spirit of One Africa.
In the spirit of One Africa. You see, and that is what we want to change. Okay, there's something about this. It's you know, when change comes with a bit of reservations. If an East African come here, we'll be looking at the East African from a stereotype point of view. If a West African goes over there, they're looking at us from a stereotype point of view. So yes, I was in Kenya. I have good friends, I have family in Kenya. I don't call them my friends, I call them my family. They received me, but also at the beginning they probably have some issues about West African. But as we go along, as we talk, we find our limitations, we find a little bit of misunderstanding, and we blend them together. Okay, it's like the song that says, landlord travel and see. If you don't travel, one of the things that actually make unite people is the ability to interact. I can speak your language, I understand you. If I eat your food, I will understand you. If I stay in your house, I will understand you. But if I look at you from a distance, I might not understand you. So we've been received well. Of course, the normal, a bit exists. Then again, there's the possibility of, oh, you are coming to take our space. But like I tell people, it's not about coming to take your space or you taking my space. It's us expanding our space together.
I hope they understand.
They begin to understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, Upper William taking entertainment as a tool to unite Africa. Of course, stereotypes exist. We'll be right back after this timeout.